Hi, boys and girls. Miss Donnery back again with another and final writing lesson video. So today I'm going to go over looking at our research organizer from last week. You should have 3 of them. And I'm going to show you how to take that information, create your introductory paragraph with that bold beginning. And then I'm going to look at one of the articles, which is the Radiant Rainbows, and we're going to take that information from that research organizer and I'm going to show you one body paragraph. So we're going to look at that. Let me go ahead and share my screen with you. Okay, all right, let me get rid of this. So first I'm going to go into, this is where you're going to submit this assignment. If you notice, this is 10.04, compare and contrast bioluminescence. At the end of this assignment is where you're going to submit, not 10.03. You're going to be, I think, maybe possibly comparing and contrasting. I'm not sure of that one, but this is where you're going to submit your final writing piece. This is an example of Nanook's final writing draft. I would definitely look at this. Obviously, we don't want to copy it, but this will really give you a good idea of some information that you might want to include in yours. There's a writer's publishing checklist that it's right here. I would definitely recommend clicking on that and going through to make sure you have all the things that you need to get that 20 out of 20 that I know we all want. So if you look at Nanook's final draft, his entire writing piece was about radiant rainbows. Yours is not going to be. Yours is going to be about how light is created in nature. So you have radiant rainbows, buggy bioluminescence, and then you have one more source, which will be your third body paragraph. So there's your 3 body paragraphs, one from each source. So you're not going to have as much details as Nanook has here because his whole writing piece is just about rainbows. You can see there's one whole, here's his introduction. You can see there's one whole paragraph just about primary rainbows, a whole nother paragraph about monochrome, and then another one about lunar, and then he's got his conclusion. So yours is going to look a little different than that, but by all means, you can look at that and get some ideas for what you want to include in yours. So the first thing I'm going to start with is back to our rubric. You can see here, again, I learned how to include evidence from the text in my writing. Be sure to cite those sources. We'll look at that. I have an example of that in my writing piece. I learned to choose a clear topic for each of my 3 body paragraphs. Remember, you need that topic sentence. I included a hook, stated my controlling idea, and introduced my topics in my introduction. I wrote 3 body paragraphs, each with a clear topic, definitions, facts, details, and evidence from the text. I restated my controlling idea and tied up loose ends in my conclusion. I used transition words and expanded sentences, using those conjunctions to join ideas together so your sentences have flow to them. I use proper subject-verb agreement and consistent verb tenses in my writing. Your essay includes your introduction, 3 body paragraphs, and a conclusion. That's really important. We're going for that 5 paragraphs. And I used complete sentences, correct spelling, capitalization, punctuation throughout my writing, and I gave my essay a title. So here also I'm going to click, this is the writer's publishing checklist. I highly recommend that you print this off so you can go through and as you're editing your writing, you can look for each of these pieces and make sure that your writing has all of this so you can get the highest score that you possibly can. So the next thing I'm going to go to is my notes. So this was in my lesson last week. Here's your 3 graphic organizers for your research notes. I don't have, this one's blank because that would be that 3rd source that you were looking into last week. Here is here's radiant rainbows. And there's my information on my radiant rainbows that I'm going to use to write. And then this final one was the buggy bioluminescence. So what I did is I took this research. I have all my information right here. And I pulled up a Word document. I made sure I gave my writing a title and I just named it what the prompt is, how is light produced in nature? You don't have to do that. You can choose your own. Again, here we have that bold beginning. You want to pull, or actually we're calling it a hook. You want to hook your reader in, pull their attention, grab their attention with some way to start your writing that's interesting. So what I did here is, and again, I can repost that hook paper for you in in the announcements, or I think I attached them last week in discussions too. So you can always go back and look for that. I'll try to attach that again this week so it's easy to find. So my hook is, have you ever seen a rainbow and thought, wow, that is so beautiful? How did that happen? Have you ever caught a lightning bug and examined its belly to see where the light is coming from? It is pretty amazing, but nature can create light in all different ways. When animals produce light, it's called bioluminescence. And when rainbows are created, light is refracted or broken apart. There's that vocabulary that's important we want to make sure we mention. So we see all of the colors. The northern lights are created when solar winds carry particles to Earth's magnetic shield and collide with atoms to create these beautiful colors in the sky. So you can see here that this is my bold beginning, these first few questions, and then this is my controlling idea, the bioluminescence, the rainbows, and then I thought my third source could be the northern lights, but yours might be different. So that's my controlling idea because those are my 3 body paragraphs that I mentioned. So here's my first body paragraph, and it's about rainbows. Remember, you need that topic sentence. Rainbows are one of Earth's most beautiful sights. Most people get excited to see a rainbow because it is not something we see every day. The conditions have to be just right. Have you noticed that you can only see a rainbow if it has just rained? Well, this is because it takes water droplets in the air to create a rainbow. According to the article, see how this right here, that's really important to use for each, you need at least one of those in each of your body paragraphs, because here is where I'm citing my source. According to the article, radiant rainbows, rainbows are created when light passes through these water droplets and is refracted. Our eyes no longer see white light, but all of the colors of the rainbow. There are different types of rainbows. The most common are called primary rainbows. They happen when the sun and rain mix and we see millions of refracted raindrops. The different wavelengths make the colors: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. The next type of rainbow is called a monochrome rainbow. These are more rare and only happen at sunrise or sunset. Monochrome means we see only one color, which is red. This is because the shorter wavelengths of the other colors don't reach our eyes because the light has to travel such a long distance. We only see red because it is the longest wavelength. The final type of rainbow is called lunar rainbows. They can also be called moonbows because the light to create them comes from the moon, not the sun. We only see them at night as a faint white light around the moon. We don't see colors, even though they are there, because the light is so faint. And then here's my closing sentence. So remember, you need that topic sentence for each body paragraph and your closing sentence. Nature's rainbows are a beautiful sight to see. The next time you see a rainbow, be sure to think about the amazing process of refraction. Okay, so I'm only gonna do that introduction and my first body paragraph to give you an idea. I know this is really long. I wouldn't expect you guys as third graders to necessarily write this long of a body paragraph, but there was a lot of information that I needed to include. So just make sure you're picking out the most important information to include. Then my next body paragraph would be about buggy bioluminescence, and I would have a topic sentence about that article. Maybe bugs, when bugs create light in nature, it's called bioluminescence. And then maybe I want to give more of a definition of that before I go into the information from that article. And then again, you'd have your third body paragraph, which could be about the northern lights or whatever other research that you did. Be sure to have that topic sentence. And also, if you notice too, I gave lots of details and information in my body paragraph, and that's how we get that elaboration, and that's going to get you that higher score, because we're always looking for lots of details and examples to show that you're understanding the information. I think that is all I have to share with you today. I don't want to go on into too much detail because I want you guys to work on this by yourselves for the next 2 paragraphs, because this is your final writing piece for 3rd grade. So that's pretty exciting. And I know we're already getting ready for summer, right? So please try your very best. We're here to support you through this process. This is your last one. So really, really give it your all, and have a great week of learning, guys. We will be around in Zooms and and on discussions if you guys have any questions. So, and I'm also going to put myself on a Zoom later in the week, maybe Wednesday or Thursday, specifically for writing. If you guys have writing questions, so I'll be sure to share that Zoom code with you. All right, guys, bye. Good luck and have a great week. Bye.